It's been said we're a self-obsessed generation. Selfies, blogs, vlogs, social media, let's talk about me. But have we always been this way? It got me thinking, would it have even been possible for my parents to have vlogged in the 70s? I had my dad's original 8mm cinefilm camera, so decided to give it a go. Things got complicated, fast. This is a typical vlogging setup, a camera with flip-out screen used to record someone's day. All our home movies from the 70s and 80s were shot on 8mm cinefilm, so I first needed to see if I could track down some film stock for my dad's camera. At £70 a cartridge, including development, it's not cheap, especially when you consider a cartridge only lasts 3 minutes 20 seconds, but at least it was possible. Next, I needed to find a way of recording sound, as talking is pretty essential to a vlog. My dad's camera, like almost all 8mm film cameras, doesn't record sound, so I needed another solution. I could have used modern recording equipment, but that felt like cheating, so I hunted down an original 1970s tape recorder off eBay. It was all starting to look promising, and then I saw the focus ring. I noticed that the minimal focal distance on my dad's camera is 1.5 metres. That's a problem as my arm is only 70 centimetres long. I could have had someone else holding the camera or used a tripod, but again that felt like cheating. I wanted to replicate the handheld, self-shot style of vlogs, and for that, I needed to get creative.
There's someone who spends a lifetime to repeat the past. Someone who spends a life made up of losing memories. There's someone who spends a life trying to forget the past. Someone who spends a life made up of regrets and memories. Well, either the one who regrets or the one who's got the blues. They both live in a world of thoughts and history. They forget where they are now. They forget themselves now. They miss what happens in this moment here and now.
Time to do some testing. This is a test with an 8mm cinefilm camera. This is a test of my 1970s vlogging setup. To my relief, when I got the film through, it showed the camera was working fine. This is a test with an 8mm cinefilm camera to see if it maintains sync. This is a test of my 1970s vlogging setup. Not too unwieldy, which is good, just to check whether this is roughly in focus and whether the sound is in sync. As you can hear, the tape recorder wasn't exactly rock solid, and there were a couple of issues with sync, but as proof of concept, it worked. It was time to shoot for real. The plan was to shoot the final vlog on the Isle of Wight, where I grew up and my parents live. My friend Marek came along with me to shoot the behind the scenes and also to record backup sound using a radio mic onto a modern digital recorder. It's fair to say I didn't have huge amounts of faith in the tape recorder after the initial tests. So, here it is, the final vlog.
Welcome to the vlog. I thought I'd start this with a nice early morning run, but then I realised, one, I never go for early morning runs, and two, there's no possible way I'm going to be able to run around with all this kit on. Here I am, just having a spot of breakfast before I head out for the day with my friend Marek on the Isle of Wight. Good morning. Here I am in Sandown on the seafront on a lovely day, and this is the town which we went to school in, and over there is Colonel Bogey's, which is the nightclub we used to go to when we were younger. This is Sandown Pier. I think it may not be in its finest hour, but this is Sandown Pier. So I'm going to see my friend Bruce, who runs a hire shop along here. And here I am walking down Sandown High Street, and I think this might be one of the shortest vlogs there's ever been. And here we are back in Bembridge, just having a spot of lunch at the Propeller Inn before we head home. That's the end of the vlog. I think it's gone okay, but we won't know until it gets processed. But bye!
Yeah, I'd never actually done a vlog before, which was possibly an oversight. The other thing you'll notice is that it's pretty short. I'd originally planned a whole day out, but it became obvious quite quickly that 3 minutes 20 seconds of film stock doesn't get you very far, especially when you need to do 2 takes like I did for this shot. The final vlog was 1 minute 20 seconds, but you'd struggle to make anything longer, especially leaving room for editing and things not always going according to plan. This is Sandown Pier. That's a horn. Aside from the obvious bulkiness of the kit, which made it a pain to walk around with, not being able to see what I was shooting made things pretty tricky. There's a reason most vloggers use flip-out screens. I had to take a guess at framing, which is why this shot in particular looks so bad. With film, there's no way of going back and reviewing what you've shot. I digitised the recordings from the tape recorder and used audio editing software to slice up the sound and make adjustments for when it fell out of sync, which happened a lot. Most 8mm film cameras, like my dad's, shoot at 18 frames per second, which is not recognised as a frame rate that can be used for sync sound. Even if the tape recorder had been 100% reliable, it wouldn't have kept sync with the picture without some digital manipulation. So, could my dad have vlogged in the 70s? Not with his camera, that's for sure. It would only have been possible if he'd bought a professional camera and sound recording gear specifically designed for sync sound. Even then, he would have had to have access to professional editing equipment to sync the rushes and make the vlog. It certainly wasn't like it is now, where you can use a mobile phone and vlog from anywhere. And he definitely couldn't do this in the 70s. Finally, he would have had no means to actually share the vlog. YouTube or any other online platform was decades away. Which returns me to my initial question. Are we a more narcissistic, self-obsessed generation? I don't think people in the 70s were wildly different from us. They just couldn't have vlogged even if they'd wanted to. And if we have changed, maybe we shouldn't be looking at how we've chosen to use technology. These changes to the way we behave, the way we see ourselves, the way we interact with other people. Maybe this is technology changing us.